What is female reproductive system consisting of? So female reproductive system is again divided into, if you see the female reproductive system, it is divided into two things, external genitalia and internal genitalia. So external genitalia is also called vulva. So internal genitalia, what are the internal genitalia? We have vagina, uterus, uterine tubes, ovaries, the reproductive cycle and menopause, and this is a common things that is related to the internal genitalia. Okay, so breasts are also included in the reproductive system only. Okay, female reproductive system. So female reproductive system consisting of external genitalia, internal genitalia and the breast. So what is external genitalia consisting of? So this that is a female. So what is male reproductive system? It consisting of scrotum, testis, seminal vesicles, ejaculatory tract, ducts, prostate gland, urethra and penis, ejaculation. So don't worry, we'll be seeing what is the structure of each and everything. So don't confuse, just keep it in your mind that reproductive system is divided into two types, female reproductive system and male reproductive system. Female reproductive system is again divided into two more three things, that is external genitalia and the breast. So coming to male reproductive system, it has scrotum, testes, seminal vesicle, penis, ejaculatory ducts and prostate, urethra and ejaculation. So this is a common structures of the thing. Now today we will see, today onwards we will see clear in detail picture of female reproductive system. So what is female reproductive system consisting of? If you see this, mostly it is of completely internal. If they are ask you regarding the female reproductive system internally, you have to draw this diagram. See, internal reproductive system is consisting of, this is vagina and this is the external os ante opening. Okay, this is internal os. In between these two you have cervix. Mostly this cervix is helpful during the delivery time. Okay, this has to normally the cervix is 2 centimeters wide. Okay, so but delivery time it should be 2 up from 2 to it should goes to 12 centimeters wide. అంటే ఇది ఎంత ఉందో ఇది కూడా it has to that much widen so that the baby can come fastly. That is the importance of cervix, and it's also most important part of the females, where mostly you will get cervical cancer there only. So next thing is you have internal os, where it is opening for the uterus. This is the uterus where your implantation, the baby will grow everything. Okay, during menstrual cycle also this layer, the uterus inner layer of, this is called endometrium. So during your menstrual period, what is happening? So if no fertilization occur, if no implantation occur, then this layer only will shed off like a this only will shed off like this. Through vagina it will comes like your period. So this is the ovaries, this is the uterus, this is the ovaries, and this tube is the fallopian tube. Normally each month during your 28th cycle, what it happens, one egg releases from the ovary, either from left side or from the right side. Okay, any side. So if what happened, if suddenly if they comes like this, the egg will come and nicely it will come and stand here. Okay, for 72 hours, that means up to 3 days. So yeah, 72 hours it will wait, and if any sperm and comes and unite with it, it will grow like a baby. If no sperm, no fertilization occurs, then what is happening, it will shed along with the egg, and along with the endometrial layer shuts like a menstrual period. Okay, that is the inner functions of your female reproductive system. Inner female reproductive system, we have external os in between cervix, uterus, ovary, fallopian tube. Okay. So what is introduction part of the female or reproductive system? So the ability to reproduce is one of the properties distinguish living from non-living matters. So what is the main difference from living and non-living things? Yeah, living things can produce the other things. Ante other one new non-living things, they cannot produce a baby, isn't it? But each and even living thing will have the capacity to reproduce itself. If they are males, they are responsible for the formation of baby, isn't it? So what are the females? They are the capability to grow the baby in them and they have the delivery process, they can give new birth to the new ones, isn't it? That is the difference between living matters and non-living matters. The most primitive, the animal, the simple, everywhere, isn't it? Animals, humans, whatever the may be. So the process is one of sexual reproduction in which male and female organs differ anatomically. So what is happened, anything, whether it may be humans or animals or anyone, there are two different anatomical differences in males and the females. Okay, reproductive system for the females is different and reproductive system in males are the different. And the new individual develops from the fusion of two different sex gametes. We have sexual gametes like X and Y. Okay, usually X is from the mother and Y is from the father. Okay, so manaki fusion of these two gametes will be helpful for the gender of the baby in the mother's womb. Okay, so the male gametes are called spermatozoa, the other female gametes are called ova. So egg and ova are both same, amma. So manaki sperms edaithe we are getting from the males, that ఆ sperms మన gametes అన్నాం. So one sperm is called as spermatozoa. So in the females we have ovary, from the ovaries we have egg, ovum, ova. So that is called ova, that is called female gamete. అంటే female reproductive organ, ova. Main reproductive thing is spermatozoa. These sperms and ovum will unite to form a embryo. Now you are understanding? What is functions of female reproductive system? Mostly what is the functions of formation of ova? The first thing is egg should be released and reception of spermatozoa. And reception means nothing but they will be have the entering of the spermatozoa and suitable environment for fertilization, fetal development, childbirth, breastfeeding. So complete nourishment of the baby in the early life should be done with the female reproductive system only. So now we'll see what is external genitalia. See what are the external, we told that external genitalia is also called as vulva, isn't it? So what is external genitalia? So the external genitalia are known as the vulva and consisting of labia majora, labia minora, clitoris, vaginal orifice. Orifice is again opening, the vestibule, the hymen and the vestibular glands called Bartholin glands. So if you have the diagram, yeah, this is a diagram of your external genitalial organs. If you see this hair-like structure around your external genitalia is called mons pubis. See, by diagram only you can read amma. Okay, good. Vidiga you can't see. If without diagram you can't read any anatomy. Okay, with the diagram only it is easy to remember. So the hair-like structure is called mons pubis, and see this one. See this one. After mons pubis, we have a thick fold that is called labia majora, and we have a pink color one, labia minora. See this bulging part is called clitoris. We have two openings. One is vaginal opening or vaginal orifice, and we have another small opening that is urethral orifice where you will go for urination. Isn't it? And final thing is this one all perineal area, and this is the anal area. Isn't it? Now you got the one idea of what is your external genitalia of female reproductive system, isn't it or not? So we'll see clearly what is the labia majora, labia minora, what is its blood supply. Now we'll see. Okay. So again I'm telling you that external reproductive system, um, mostly you all know, I think so. So but you all know the external but you don't know the names of it. So the hair like structure is called mons pubis. So thick fold of your vaginal area, thick folds are called labia majora, thin folds are called labia minora, and we have in between two, like majora and minora, you have a bulging part that is called clitoris, and in the external labia, and you have two openings called urethral opening which is for urination and vaginal opening which is for vaginal, yeah, for menstrual flow. Next thing is complete perineal area where you have another one is called perineal area. This all thing, this triangle one is called perineal area, and this is the anal area. Okay, this is the structure of your external genitalia. Okay, external female reproductive system, not genitalia, external female reproductive system. Yeah. So what is a female reproductive system? It is designed to carry out several functions. I already told you. So for the normal pH of vagina is 4 and 40 weeks is the normal gestation period. You all know that. So 400 oocytes are released between menarche and menopause. Usually you will be having menarche at the age of 12 and you can have the menopause at the age of 45 to 50. So what you have to know what is menarche and what is menopause. So menarche is nothing but first menstrual period is called menarche. When you got first menstrual period, when you got your first menstrual thing in your 12th year or 13th year, that is called menarche. So the stopping of your menopause due to your age, okay, either maybe 45, 50. So that stoppage of menstrual cycle is called menopause. Write down the running notes when I am taking the class. So for 400,000 oocytes are present at puberty. So nothing but when you have the puberty age, you can have the capacity to produce 400,000 oocytes, and 400,000 eggs you can have the capacity to produce. So 28 days is your normal menstrual cycle. Okay, 28 days. So 280 days is in a normal gestation. So you have a 280 days for 9 months for delivery of the baby. This is a common view of your reproductive system. So in this we have common terminology in this thing are oogenesis. So oogenesis nothing but how egg is formed, and oogonia, so how the fetal development is going on, and granulosa cells nourishes the developing egg cells. These are some of the terminology you have to know about this. What is diploid cell? 2. Human cell, that is containing 46 chromosomes, and it is called diploid cells. What is haploid cells? It is sexual gametes which contain only 23 chromosomes, that is haploid. అంటే మనకి డిప్లాయిడ్ సెల్స్ వచ్చేసరికి 2 cells ఉంటాయి. But coming to sexual cells, that is ovum కానీ sperm కానీ, if you see that they have a sexual gametes which they have only 23 pair of chromosomes which are helpful for your genetically. Okay, genetic. So vagina, you have the canal that I show you the diagram also. Cervix also I have show you the diagram. So this is the external genitalia and this is the internal genitalia, and the accessory reproductive organ is breast. Okay, today we'll see what is external genitalia completely. This is the external genitalia. So labia majora, I told this all you already have seen. Yeah. So what is the functions of, especially the functions of external female reproductive system? So nothing but it mainly helpful to enter the sperm into the body. Okay, are they opening kada? The sperm has to enter through that only. So protect the internal organs from the infectious material. How they will protect? I told you that external genitalia will have a Bartholin glands. This Bartholin glands is having a jelly-like secretion. That's why always your vagina will be like oily. Okay, some oil like substances it will have. This oil will kill the organisms that should not enter into the vagina. And also not only that, and yeah, mostly this Bartholin only will helpful to kill the organisms that they will not enter into inside it. So the internal organs from a pathway, so it is a pathway for the internal organs. So vagina, uterus, you all know, I told you that fallopian tubes, ovaries. So this is a complete external and the internal structures. So external structures, mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris, vestibule, urethral opening, vaginal opening. So in between you have one layer called hymen layer. Mostly you will have during up to your puberty. Okay. So Bartholin glands and the Skinny's glands. These are the things that is present in the external structures. So today we will see the external genitalial organs. So what is mons pubis? A region of adipose tissue above the vagina. See what is mons pubis? So mons pubis is nothing but below the vagina you have a nice adipose tissue. Okay, region of adipose tissue where it above the vaginal area where it completely covers with the hair. That is called mons pubis. What is labia? The rich in nerve endings and blood vessels, protects internal organs against pathogens, functioning in sexual arousal. This is the main function of the labia. So labia, it has a two folds. So labia, we have, it is divided into labia majora and the labia minora, isn't it? So what is labia majora and what is labia minora, we'll see now. So has two folds of adipose tissue that border each side of the vagina. So మనకి thick folds ఏదైతే each side of the vagina మనకి thick folds ఏదైతే ఉందో that is called that is also adipose tissue, fat tissue, that is called labia majora. So the labia majora encloses and protects the external reproductive organs. This is only the hard one which is having protecting the internal external reproductive organs. Literally translated as large lips. We can call it as a large lips. The labia majora are relatively large and fleshy. It contains sebaceous glands. After puberty, the labia majora is covered with the hair. Okay. So the labia, now we'll see what is labia minora. So smaller folds than the majora, that is called minora. So mostly the skin lie inside the labia majora. First మనకి big structure ఏదైతే the hard one ఏదైతే thick one ఉందో అది labia majora. Inside you have a very little one is called labia minora. It doesn't contains any hair follicle or any sweat glands. It is having mostly the sebaceous glands and erectile muscle fibers and nerve endings. Mostly all nerve fibers, blood vessels, all are will be present in the labia minora. It doesn't have any hair follicles or it doesn't have any protective function. And surrounding the opening to the vagina, it is a main surrounding part of the vaginal opening and urethral opening. Okay. So vaginal opening, it has to connection with your internal organs. Urethral opening, it has connection to your kidneys. Okay, ureter and your that system, excretory system. So it is a small cylindrical. What is clitoris? Now till now we have seen labia majora, labia minora, and today we'll see what is clitoris. So it is a small cylindrical erectile body measuring about 1.5 to 2 centimeters. So what is erectile body? It is erectile, small erectile body and about only 2 centimeters, situated in the most anterior part of your vulva. So the two labia minora meets at the clitoris, a small sensitive protrusion. If you see of your thing also can nicely differentiate. The clitoris is covered by a fold of skin called prepuce, richly supplied with the nerves. The clitoris is very sensitive to stimulation and become erect. So what is vestibule? The vestibule is formed by the labia minora. It encloses the urethral opening, vaginal orifice and hymen. So ducts from the greater vestibular. So what is urethral opening? It is situated in the vaginal orifice only. It is just situated in the midline of the vaginal orifice. మనకి vaginal orifice ఏ లైన్ లో ఉందో అదే ఆ లైన్ లో ఒక చిన్న స్మాల్ 1 to 1.5 centimeters below the pubic arch. మనకి pubic arch అంటే where you have a coming to Bartholin glands, there are two Bartholin glands, one on each side. మనకి two vaginal folds ఉన్నట్టే we have two Bartholin glands that is present on the labia majora. So each gland, each duct which about 2 centimeters and close the posterior end of the vestibular bulb. During sexual excitement, it secretes as an abundant alkaline mucus which helps in lubrication. So it is only helpful for more lubrication when you have sexual intercourse. What is Kinney's gland? Kinney's gland is the largest para-urethral gland. So which is present in the urethral cavity. Okay. So what is a blood supply of complete external? This is important in anatomy. What is blood supply to the complete external genitalia? So arteries, it has a pudendal artery, internal pudendal artery, branch of femoral artery, where it is coming from the thigh. Okay. So vein, it has an internal pudendal vein, venous plexus, we have vaginal venous plexus and long saphenous vein. So we have also some somatic nerve supply, anterior posterior part, these all are the branches. So posterior part we have pudendal branch, anterior superior part, this one you have to by heart terma, ilioinguinal, genital branch from genitofemoral. Okay, this is a somatic nerves, bilateral somatic nerve supply to the external. So what are lymphatic nerve system? It has a superficial inguinal nodes. You have at the groin area, you have so many lymph nodes. So that is called inguinal nodes, and the intermediate groups of inguinal lymph nodes are present. So external and internal iliac lymphatic nodes will be seen. So this is up to internal genitalia, sorry, external genitalia. So next class we'll see what is internal genitalia in detail. So mostly they'll ask you about the complete or the structure of external genitalia and describe it in Antaru. So you can write up to here, it's enough for you. So otherwise if they ask you regarding what are the external and internal genitalia and describe about vagina or describe about urethra or describe about uterus, like that they may ask you in the examination part. See you guys in the next class.